Hey guys, today's video is one that is very exciting for me because today is going to be the first time I am getting ready in my new bathroom. Some of you know that we have been renovating our bathroom for like a few months now. It has been a crazy process. It has taken quite some time, but we have done it all ourselves. And by we, I mean mostly Scott, but I have helped. So I want to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like real quick if I can. I am standing in our master bedroom right now, and so this of course is our master bathroom. You can see the beautiful mirror and light and beautiful countertop and vanity. That's probably like my second favorite part. The entire vanity is my second favorite after the tub, which was just a huge thing for me. I told Scott I really wanted a tub to be able to take baths in, and he certainly came through with the tub. He did it all himself, installed the tub, did all the tiling, and that's what I helped with a little bit, was the tiling. You can see the floor there a little bit, and then when you turn to the right here, you see the little room that the toilet is in, and Scott installed a barn door which can cover either the closet that it's covering right now or the toilet, so either one at a time. And again, of course, the tub is my very favorite thing. So just about the last thing that we need to do is go and pick out a faucet for the sink and install it. So that's like the one big thing that we don't have yet, but everything else is ready. And so I thought it'd be really fun to film a video of me getting ready for the first time in our brand new bathroom. I am going to Epcot tonight, so I thought it would be fun to show you guys how I do my makeup to go to the parks. I have a very specific routine that I do. I struggled for a while with figuring out how to do my makeup to go to Disney, because everybody says why do you even bother putting makeup on? It's so hot, you're just gonna sweat it off. And I do agree, sometimes I go to the park with no makeup. But I personally feel much more confident and beautiful when I do wear makeup, so I took a long time figuring out how to do my makeup so that it would stay put at least decently. So I'm gonna show you guys some of those tricks that I use and the products that I use and everything. So let's go ahead. I wash my face and put a little bit of face lotion on before filming this. So this is the face lotion that I use. It is Neutrogena, it's for sensitive skin. I put that on maybe 10 to 15 minutes ago so that it could set. It doesn't really feel sticky anymore or anything, so I'll go right in with my liquid foundation, which is this. It's the L'Oreal Visible Lift. It does have SPF in it. It only has an SPF 17, which I've recently learned a lot about SPF and how much you actually need on your face. So this SPF 17 is not actually that great, but this is still what I use. I use one of these round, I don't use these every time, but this is what I'm using today, just these disposable makeup sponges. That's what I have right now, so that's what I'm using. And then I just squirt a few, 3 pumps of this onto my hand. And I go in with my foundation. So my foundation is done, and next I am going to go in with concealer. My favorite concealer for the parks is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I use their shade Fair Neutral. I'm not sure if that's their lightest shade, it's probably not, but again, since I am very pale, I usually have to use the lightest shade of everything. I also use another CoverGirl concealer, again, for day to day, because I know this Urban Decay one, I think this is $23 for this tube, but when I discovered it, it really is better than the other one that I use day to day, so I splurge a little bit for this because I think it is better. So I just put a little bit. I honestly don't use very much. And then I just blend that in with my finger. Alright, so my foundation and my concealer are both done. Now here comes one of the big tricks that I use to get my makeup to stay at Disney. I learned this technique from Jaclyn Hill. She is a makeup guru here on YouTube. It is how to bake your makeup. So I'm definitely not a professional at this, but when I watched Jaclyn Hill's video about it, I was like, I need to try that, and it definitely is something that helps my makeup to stay at Disney. This is the powder that Jaclyn Hill uses. It is the RCMA No Color Powder. I bought this online. And then you can use any makeup sponge or beauty blender or whatever. Alright, so you just pour some of that No Color powder into the cap, and then you take a damp beauty blender or beauty blender like sponge, and then you just dip it in there. So you want to get a lot of the powder on there. And then I'm going to look very silly, so don't make fun of me, but you just dab it under your eyes. So you want to get a lot of the powder on there. It really sets your makeup really well. So this is something that I do to get my makeup to stay at Disney. So you just do the same thing. And I take it down onto my nose because that is a place that I tend to have my makeup want to come off. You could, if you wanted to, do this all over your face, but I'll show you, I only do it in a few areas. And then when I'm dusting it off, I kind of spread it around the face as I'm doing so. Put some on my chin. Alright, so that is about what I do to get my makeup to set. You let that sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and you take a big brush and you dust it off. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes to do that. Alright, so I have let that sit for about 5 minutes, so I'm going to take this big fluffy brush that I always use and dust it off. I think the biggest downside to using this powder, at least again, like I said, I'm not a professional, so I think the biggest downside is that it does make my skin look very white, even after dusting it off. I may not be using the perfect technique, I'm not sure. But I'm already very white as it is, and I feel like this powder just doesn't help with that. So, as maybe you can see, as I'm dusting the excess off, I'm kind of dusting it around the rest of my face, hoping that the excess will help the makeup all over my face to stay. As most of you who have been to Disney or Florida know, it's very hot in Florida, so again, I've just tried a lot of different things to get my makeup to stay in the heat with the sweat and everything, and this is what I have found so far that has worked really well for me. I go in after with a little bit of bronzer. I use the Butter Bronzer just around the edges of my face. I really don't use very much at all. I just go in like this. And then kind of around my forehead and temple area to really just warm up around the edges. I feel like this helps to counteract all of the whiteness that I just added to my face. So after bronzer, I go in with my very favorite blush, which is the Butter Blush. This is the shade Vintage Rouge. I just recently started using this maybe a month ago, and I love it. I use this, this is EcoTools Precision Blush Brush, and I really like this brush. This blush is amazing. You literally just dab in it once and you get a ton of color. So I highly recommend this blush. It is my favorite right now. It gives you a lot of pigment, it blends beautifully, so I really like this one and highly recommend it. So after my blush, I go in and fill in my eyebrows just a little bit, and then mascara. I may not be able to totally do this on camera, but I use the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Definer in Blonde. This is what it looks like. I just buy this at Walmart. Sometimes I get it at Ulta if they're having a sale. But I kind of just want to show you guys like a little bit of what I do. Because I don't do a whole lot to my brows. I just like to, since they're blonde and very light, I like to just add a little bit of color to them. So I kind of start at the point over here. I'm sorry you guys can't see very well. So I start over here and then I kind of just like do around the edges. And again, I just do a very light job because I don't like to have like bam in your face brows. I like to just fill them in so they look natural, but more than what I have naturally, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do them a little bit more off camera and then show you guys what they look like. All right, so my brows are done, and now for mascara, I do just curl them a little bit, and then I use my very favorite CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. I knew that was gonna be hard to say. CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. So this is what I use. I have been using this, I don't even know how long, for so long. I've tried other mascaras and I just don't like any of them nearly as much as I like this one. So I'm going to do that off camera and then show you guys. So my brows and mascara have been done, and that almost completes my go-to makeup look for Disney. The last thing is lips, and I think the label of this has completely worn off, but this is Revlon. I forget exactly what it is, but I know it's in the shade Honey and it's by Revlon. This is my everyday go-to, like, favorite lip color. I love this lip color. I don't know if I would exactly call it natural. I mean, it's relatively natural, but the main reason I love it is because it's very soft and hydrating, and so it does come off pretty easily, like when you eat and stuff, but even when it does come off, it looks close enough to my lip color that it doesn't look bad, in my opinion, and then I can just touch it up whenever I need to. But I have let my hair down because I am going to curl it now. I use this NuMe 4-in-1 curling wand. This is what I use always to curl my hair every time you guys see it curly. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys how I curl my hair. This is definitely a part of like my routine. So everything you guys have seen in this video is pretty much what I do all the time. I have, of course, heated up my curling wand, and then I wrap my hair around it and I hold it like 5 to 10 seconds maybe. And then when I let it down, I just hold the curl for a few seconds because that allows it to set a little bit better than if you just like let it down right away. But what I was saying is that everything you guys have seen in this, get ready with me today is what I do almost all the time. So really, this is how I do my hair and makeup for Disney, but a lot of it is what I do day to day as well, minus like the baking with the no color powder. I don't feel the need to do that. If it's just like a regular day, I set it with a regular powder the way that you normally would, but that's an extra step that I add for going to Disney because, like I said, I feel that it helps my makeup to stay with the heat and sweat and everything. So I am going to finish curling my hair and then I will show you guys what it looks like when I am done. Okay, so this is what my hair looks like after it has been curled. It is very curly once it's done. I let it sit for at least 10 minutes. I think it's been like 10 to 15 minutes right now since I finished. So I let it set and then I actually brush it out to give myself the waves / curls that I want. So that is my procedure. That's the way that I do it. But there was one more thing with my makeup that I forgot to show you guys. It's like one of the most important steps and I almost forgot. It is at the end. I use a setting spray. So I use this Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is another thing that I have found that really helps my makeup to last. When I do forget this step, I definitely notice the difference. And I don't really want to spray a whole lot of it on my hair, but once you're done with all your makeup, you just take this and spray it all over your face. And you give it a minute to dry. And again, I just think that really helps my makeup to last, and this video is a lot about how I get my makeup to stay on at Disney, so that is one of the things that I use. So now I am going to brush out some of these curls. I don't like them to be as tight as they are right after I curl it. So I brush it out lightly. I don't, you know, I try not to pull on it too hard. Alright, so that is what it looks like after I have brushed it out. I hope you guys can actually see what it looks like. It's definitely still like curled, they just look like bigger curls and more like waves than curls, I guess. But that is how I like to do it. I think that is everything. Now you guys know how I do my makeup step by step, specifically when I'm going to the parks, and this is usually how I like to do my hair. Sometimes, like today is a really hot day, sometimes my hair will just end up in a ponytail, but this is how I like to do it. This is how I think it looks pretty. So yeah, that is my entire like beauty routine for going to the Disney parks. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me to film like the first time getting ready in my brand new bathroom. That was really exciting for me, and if you guys have any questions at all about what I did in today's video, please leave me a comment down below. Also, if you have like another tip or trick that I didn't have in this video, I would love to hear it, so share it with me in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys!